Hello. Okay, so I tried to do a stream, but my camera just stopped working, so I had to start it again. So writing the documentation, I found some things. Where the hell is the? Oh, uh, create sandbox options. We don't really have files yet, so we're not gonna. Let's just remove it. So I found some things that we need to fix. Just 2 seconds. I'm just talking to someone about there's a local meetup. We're talking about the React compiler. And they wanted me to potentially do a talk on the React compiler. Let's see, sorry. So I'm talking about how, like, moving from with the React compiler, maybe we don't need global state management because you can use a single context and expose everything from it. But I'm writing in Norwegian, so I'm having a hard time talking about it while I'm writing. Consumer. Just do what gives a bit. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna remove that. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that conversation because I'm gonna get stuck in it. So one thing we're gonna do for the Git Sandbox is that we're actually running. So this isn't the client. This is actually a session. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it an option to an optional setup. Can do this. Oh, not there. No, I have to do it like that. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna give it yeah. How did you know that? How did you know that? Let's see. So if you happen to have, wait, I guess we can just do this. Oh, what did you actually say this was? Oh, this is not it's a sandbox. There we go. It's called a session. Sorry about that. Wait. Oh, sorry. WebSocket session. My bad. My bad. So we're gonna allow you to so we need a session to actually clone Git and stuff. So we're gonna give you that session so you can like do an npm install and everything you want to do. And then we're gonna disconnect that session so that you have to create a new one. Well, that's the question. Yeah, that's the question. But we're gonna do that at least for now. Wait, what happened now? Why did you start complaining? Handle, what the fuck happened? Any? Wait, what the fuck happened there? What just happened? Oh, is it because I did this? Oh, look at that. Even if I do import type? Well, now you're fine. That's interesting. Okay, so we added that. Yeah, and then we have the preview, and we want to do previews, create preview. This is fine, I think. Well, we want to have the let's see, preview. We need these ones. Base message. Oops. And we need those to be, oh, extends message. Cool, so that you can actually type the thing. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add, we're not gonna expose the actual iframe. That's gonna be private actually. But we're rather gonna do, let's see, private. We're gonna do append to, and that's gonna be parent, which is gonna be a string or an HTML element. And it's actually gonna be async. Oh, wait a minute. No, I fixed this. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I fixed this. Sorry. Ah, fuck. Then we need to fix the documentation for that. We rather made the let's see, previews. Where are you? Previews. Preview. Hello. That's preview token. Oh, I call it browser previews. Append to, this is not going to be append to. What I rather did is I made inject and invoke actually wait for it to be ready, which makes a lot more sense. So this would be just 2 seconds. Document dot query selector. Yeah, preview dot iframe. Yeah. Append. Is it a pen child? Maybe it is. Is it called a pen child? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, cool. Then that one's fine. Yes, and then we have something interesting. So what I noticed is that like a task doesn't really know what ports it's running because we removed the previews option for tasks, and that's because it doesn't matter. It's just a field we use for a different feature which is specific to CodeSandbox. So you have to know what ports you're using. But we can also allow you to listen for a port. Wait for port. So whenever you get like, so we're gonna return a new promise. And that's gonna be like ports. What's ports? This type. And we have a resolve here. Yeah, and we need a timeout. Timeout, which would be number, so it equals 60 seconds. That's a bit long. 30. So I think we can do task on task update. And then if task ports.length, we're just gonna check, well, first of all, if this dot ports.length, we're just gonna return this dot ports. Oops. Or if not, we're just gonna wait. So the question is like a task can open multiple ports. But typically it doesn't, right? Typically it opens a single port. The point is that you can't like guarantee the port. So it's much better to just wait for the port. And then what was I gonna say? Like all kinds of crazy stuff might happen. Like the user might have run the dev process manually in a terminal, for example. So what I want to say is like you could do, so you shouldn't wait for a specific port. It would be more like waiting for a certain number of ports, given that you need multiple ports. But we're not going to deal with that. We're just going to do this for now. And then we have to do return promise.all. Do you understand what I'm trying to do here? No. Oh, you do. Oh yeah, sorry, because it needs to type it correctly. Yeah, so this is actually pretty good. By the way, disposer. Yeah, this is interesting though, because when we, okay, let disposer, disposable or undefined. Isn't disposable? iDisposable, sorry. iDisposable. Disposer.dispose, and we also have to do that here. Cool, so now you can wait for a port to open on the task, which is really nice to have. And then you can use that port, you can send it to your backend to get the preview token, and then run. Like there's a lot of stuff that needs to come into play to make that. What the fuck happened here? Okay, so we're gonna test this stuff. But that's wait for port. Yes, and then we have another, which is a little bit bigger. Because we have get tasks and get task. And that gives us the actual task. And then we can open that task. But I did it differently on commands and terminals. So for commands, you can do run. This makes sense. You can just run a command. You can't like get existing commands and stuff like that. This is all about like just running the thing. And then you can get its output. Yeah, but I guess it's the same issue here, right? Because we're not. Oh yeah, sorry. Because you are running the command, we actually open it at the same time. So this is actually fine, I think. But you can restart. This is the thing I'm curious about. Like, should you create a command and then run it? Or should you just run it? I think for a command, it doesn't make sense to create and get one. Like, you always just want to run it. It's a one-off thing. But a terminal and a task is something that lives beyond the session. I guess that's the thing. Command is something you run it and then it's done. Which I believe is also why. Yeah, we kill it after it's done. Right? That makes sense. But a terminal currently has a different interface than a task. But I don't think it should have that. So I think we should have get here instead. So this will be shell ID. And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get those shells and we're not going to open it. So we're going to move this. So we're going to make this actually work the same way. Yes, we're going to make this work the same way as the task. So there's no actual get output here. It's rather going to be open. So you have to explicitly open a terminal when you get it. So we don't have to do this anymore. Just say this shell at shell ID. And then this is going to return this.get this output, join. This.output equals shell.buffer. Can that be undefined? No, can't be. And then we're going to return this.output. So when we open it, we set the output and we return that output. And then what that means is that it's the same thing. Like you won't get any on output until you actually open it. Let's remove that. Yeah, this wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Okay, fine. And then refactor terminal to be... Okay, actually we got through it. That's nice. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, sorry. I'm kind of excited about the presentation. Like asking some questions about what does it mean to get the React compiler? Like what does it mean for how we use global state management and alternative solutions? And what does it mean for context usage with state in React? And will it like be the default and all that stuff? Yeah, it will be interesting. Okay, so actually, I think we got through it. It felt like it was a lot of stuff that needed to change, but it wasn't. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna build it first of all, and then we're gonna test it. Let's see if this actually messed up our this thing. Yeah, we're just gonna run that just to see that it didn't actually mess up anything. Let's call it, like, instead of sandbox ID. Yeah, maybe I could stream that. Trying to create a presentation, create some slides. Oh, fuck. No, creating memory snapshot. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So that's still working. Cool. But we have this other little project we're using, which is probably... Didn't I have like a restart thing? Yeah, so we're gonna do... how can we do this? Maybe we can just console log it. Await task graph current. Wait for port. Open port. And then task. Let's see how this changes. So we're not gonna do. We're gonna do get. Yeah, now this isn't, oh, this is interesting because now this isn't actually a promise anymore. This is the actual thing. This is nice. So now we don't have to do, we can just do terminal. Oh, but I did do, oh, this is pretty nice. Because now, oh, fuck. This terminal ref. Oh, that's a terminal. Why are you complaining? Oh, sorry. But this was async, wasn't it? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I messed up. So we need to do promise resolve. That's stupid. Why can't it be? Oh, because get can be. For fuck's sake. Okay, I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. Existing terminal is. It's funny how, whatever. So we're rather gonna do existing terminal. That's how we're gonna do it. Yeah, these examples can be improved upon, of course, but then we're actually gonna do terminal. No, I'm still not done. I started writing some docs and then I saw some flaws. Let's see, terminal open. Okay, let's see if this is running. Oh, look at my YouTube. Let's see. Yeah. If I'm restarting, does it? Yeah, open port. That also worked. Oh yeah, I guess this one could return a single port. Yeah, we're gonna do that for now. And then we're gonna ask for feedback if we actually need wait for port. Result tasks port 0. So this is gonna be 0. Oh, sorry. Doop doop. There we go. Stop. That's what we're gonna run. Okay, that's cool. That's working. Was there anything else? No, because it didn't mess up anything. Okay, this is pretty cool. I'm happy about how we're able to make these APIs like consistent. And we also exposing some Git commands here. Okay, I actually think we're pretty ready for this. Git and ready. Yeah, but we can't publish it until we're actually done with the documentation. So, you know what? I think we're just gonna... Okay, sorry. Yeah, I think we just have to dive into the documentation because I didn't finish it, but I did fix most of it. So we're just gonna add fix docs, and then you kind of get, if you haven't seen it before, it's kind of nice, I guess, that you get a chance to see some of it, get like a high level overview. Git pull pm dev projects for some reason, and this is running on 3000. Let's see. Boop. Okay. The introduction does not. You know what? We're gonna make wait for port optional. Sorry, passing a port optional. How are we gonna do this? I don't like the, there's some inconsistency because the task has wait for port without an argument. Maybe it should be, yeah, maybe it should just be the same. Sorry about that. Wait for port. Port is number. Because you do want, yeah. Well, the whole point is that if you have ports, yeah, dagnagit. What should this be? Because if you do that, then you don't have to wait. Maybe you should just use, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have wait. Like the reason we won't wait for port here is because that we'll get the ports related to the specific task, unlike the generic ports API. No, let's allow it. We're gonna test it and then see what the users are saying about this. So this is fine. Wait for port. Blah blah blah. Blah blah. Nothing new here. Oh, there's a typo there. Where's index? Wait, where's the docs? Index. Create REST client. That's not true. REST session. That's the thing. Okay. Use cases, blah, blah, blah. Then we have create and resume. We have not really done anything to this, though I added the setup thing here. It's kind of interesting though, like, yeah, I think this is fine. Additional options, blah, blah, blah. Resume, that's fine. Then we have sessions, we have hibernate. All of this stuff is the same. We have fork, restart. Yeah, so I added that we noticed this during the build, that when you restart, you're getting a new sandbox reference back. So blah, blah, blah. And then I added a section for previews because they are really their own thing. So you have preview tokens. Yeah. Oh, there's so much stuff you need for this stuff to work. I'm glad we have it, but it's difficult to make it look simple. Okay, so that's the, yeah, messages, blah, blah, blah. So we have connect browser. That's all fine and dandy. And then I split up tasks and setup because that's also getting complex now. Setup really has, I really want to make the setup thing. Maybe we can try it as a final thing. See if we have time for it, because I have a session in 1 hour and I really want to get this out before that. What else did I have in my list to fix? I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, when restarting, we return a new sandbox reference. Dispose of the old one, so it cannot be used anymore. Yeah, but that's not critical. Something we can do on the next version. Yeah, but I think maybe this is actually it, because we don't really have anything. Well, we have to fix the snapshot builder because it has some new stuff. But tasks, this is the same, but now it's more clear that this is tasks. Getting task information, opening a shell, or opening the shell. But we can also say, listen for port. If your task opens a port, you can listen for it to open. I'm gonna do a call out here. A task can theoretically open multiple. Yeah, if you need multiple, you can use some. No, you can't. If you need open, if you need to wait for multiple. Yeah, it's interesting. Whatever. Listen for port. We have that in there. And then we have setup. So we're gonna, it would be so nice to improve this. But yeah, I actually think this is good. What we're gonna do, I think we should move the snapshot builder up to its own thing, because it's really important. It's like an actual API. Or like up to CLI, because it's really a CLI. Yeah, let's just do that. Kind of prep the whole documentation for that. So we're gonna have resources. We're gonna have CLI, and then we're gonna move snapshot builder up here. Snapshot builder. Build snapshots. Snapshot builder is so typical, Eves. Build snapshots. Build snapshots. But the thing is, like, I'm not sure if we're gonna call it like snapshots, because we're really creating a template. Do we call it? Yeah, we just say build. Okay, I think we're gonna call it build templates. Actually, let's rename this. Because I think build templates. Build templates, build templates. If you're using, there's a big chance. Oh, yes. CLI build templates. If you're using CodeSandbox, there's a big chance that you want to customize the base environment. Let's just move REST sessions for now. We're going to document them. We don't have to put them in there. If you're using, there's a big chance that you want to customize the base environment of your sandbox. You might want to preload a custom Docker image or pre-start a server that should be available as soon as you create a sandbox. You can use ours to create a memory, blah, 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 and a folder, load the Docker image, start the servers, and finally create a memory snapshot that can be used when creating new sandboxes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, creating, okay, let's just look at it. Creating, where was it? Creating a template. Then with the files, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, great. Yes, because that's the thing, right? Yeah, so the thing is, well, wrap. I need to fix that word wrap. I want it to be all over. Word wrap. On. Okay, if you're using, there's a big chance that you want to customize a bit. You might want to preload a custom Docker or pre-start server should be able as soon as you create a sandbox. You can use her to create a load a starter server and find. You can use her to create a distributed memory snapshot as all this data preloaded. This CLI will build a sandbox based on the folder, load the Docker and start the servers. It will do this for all our clusters, improving latency and availability. Okay, nice. Yeah, the video here is old, but that's fine. Uses dev containers for configuration when we boot, blah, 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 blah. Pre-starting servers. Okay, pre-starting servers. So this port thing doesn't do anything. And we'll start after that icon has been high, and we'll wait until port before creating. Well, that's not completely true. Where's the snapshot ID? Well, template ID. Maybe we should change that actually. Where's the build? Build. We're calling it snapshot ID. Template, creating memory snapshot. Template created. Oh, yeah, I think that's fine. And then template. Create template. Let's just template created. Oh, I can't take this music right now. Where were we? Yeah, template ID. This will create a fresh. This will happen on all our clusters. Oh, create, and this is actually wrong, source template ID. Template ID. Yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, sorry. It was the ports thing. We need this thing here. Finally, pre-starting servers. And then ports 3000. After that. And we'll wait until port 3000 resolves before creating a memory shot. And then whenever, yes. You can configure tasks to run after Docker build has been done, but before we run the other tasks. These are called setup tasks. Oh, nice. For all of them as part of your Docker image. Okay, this is a breaking thing, so we have to make sure when we start using the SDK for allowing you to run your sandboxes close to the user. It's very interesting how we can make the build. Yeah, instead of like defining ports, you could like say define tasks. So you say, no, wait for task to open its port, and you don't really know which port. Yeah, future. Okay, cool. I guess that's it. Okay. So we are kind of ready now, I think, to publish the next. Oh, shells. Oh yeah, that's the old shells. Maybe we should remove that now. Or maybe we can have them there. Just say deprecated. I didn't know they were there. Oh, interesting. They're just put at the end because they're here. Okay, let's shells deprecated. Let's do that. Deprecated. Cool. That's fine. Okay, but this is nice. Things are really shaping up here. It's just insane, all the stuff you can do here. Cool. Where are we at now? We have a little bit more time. Should we try to make that setup thing work? It will kind of make the whole thing amazing. But we also need to write the yeah. No, we're gonna publish this, and we need to write the actual changelog. Or should we do it? I think we have time. And then I have that one session, and then I have the other session. Okay, I haven't got a confirmation yet on that other session. I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Let's see. Let's go and find. Where are you? Setup. WebSocket session. Setup. So we're gonna create an actual setup step, which is gonna work very much like a task. So let's just, but the thing is, we don't really need it to work like a task because A task is handling multiple shells. So there's a lot of logic in there related to multiple shells. So it's much more like a terminal in that sense. So let's do, yeah, and now we can use terminal because we refactored terminal. Yeah, that's perfect. So let's, yeah, this is going to be simpler now. Yeah, let's do it. So we're going to call this step. And it's going to have an output. Does a step have an ID? It doesn't really have an ID. It just has a name. Gets the name. The thing is that a step, this is the problem. Like we're getting all the steps. But it might not have a terminal yet or a shell yet. So what does that mean? I guess when we open, we have to await it to actually start. Okay, so we're gonna try to make this like super fluid. So we have name, we have command. So we have get command. That will be this dot step dot command. So I think we're gonna have step here instead. Where's the step coming from? Get progress, set up progress. Yeah, here's the step. Oh, interesting. Why do we duplicate that? Let's remove this and let's do. So we should have a step here, right? No. Protocol. Does the protocol have it? A challenging thing, yeah, is that every step has to listen to updates to the whole progress. Yeah, this is a little bit weird, but we'll figure it out. So let's just make that string output. Yeah, so I guess the tricky thing here is that get progress. This is a different thing. Because in one sense, the progress is one thing. But each step also is a thing. So when we get progress here, yeah, no, that's an actual thing we have. We always have the state of that. So what I think is that when this thing starts, we're gonna set, yeah. Let's see. On setup progress update. Yeah, so this is the thing that's a little bit weird now, because if we do on setup progress update emitter, what does it mean to have on setup progress? because you're basically getting all the steps. So would you listen to each step? And wait a minute, get progress is something else than, oh, we're just calling it get progress. But this is just the steps. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Get progress. Wait. Yeah. This is a bit more. I'm not reflecting on the code. I'm reflecting on the developer experience. Because I'm not sure what you really want. Like the way we use this at CodeSandbox is that we actually show you the steps and the state of each step. And then when you open a step, you can actually look at the shell output on that step, given that it's actually running. So the thing I'm reflecting on is really this event emitter, like, because it gives you all the like yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should call it get step. And then no, that yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. You have an event emitter that gives you like the full state of the progress with any updates to the actual steps. So this is like a very React type of thing. But then if we're gonna have a stateful, like it's stateless, like it just emits the whole new state, immutable every time. Yeah, I should be using GPT more. I'm going old school, actually reflecting on. uh, it's like watching it's like watching MacGyver. You probably don't know who MacGyver is if you're not as old as me. That was a hit show in the 90s, MacGyver. And he does that. He doesn't use any AI assistant. That's for sure. It's all in his brain. Yeah, so it's just an inconsistent API surface because you have this immutable event that just gives you all the state, but then you suddenly have this like stateful step that where you can open a terminal and stuff. So I would prefer, it's almost like each step should have a listener. So yeah, so you, instead of having this, you would have like on progress change, right? So when the state, like the general progress setup status changes, you have an event emitter for that. So that you know when it's finished, for example. So these are the overall, yeah, and also current step index. So yeah, I guess that's what I wanted. I think is better is because each step has its own state. Where do we use that constructor? So the step also has a status called finish status. So what I think is that we should not expose the steps. We shouldn't have this generic thing. We should rather emit whenever the status of the progress overall changes. So that means that it's Yeah, why are the typing duplicated here? That's weird. We don't need this. So this will be protocol setup, setup progress, but we're gonna omit the steps here. Yes. And then on setup progress, when the setup progress is updated, whatever. So that's going to give you the overall state and what is the current step index. And then we're going to say private steps is a list of steps. Well, we can instantiate that by simply doing this. Yes, exactly. And then on progress update, we're not gonna... Well, we need the current... Oh, interesting. Get... What was it? Status? State. Should we call it... We're calling it status everywhere else. Let's call it status, return. Yeah, and that's the thing. We need to have the actual... We need a private... yeah, I guess we need to call it setup progress. So this setup progress state. What happened now? This setup progress. Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at that. That's nice. And then we have get current step index, return this setup progress, current step index. And then whenever this changes, we need to actually, yeah, exactly. Fantastic. And we don't actually send anything here. That's the thing. That's the thing. We're actually not going to send anything. It's going to be a void on setup progress update. Nice. So now you can look at the status of the overall progress. You can check which is the current step it's working on. And then we are mapping over the steps. Wait, we don't even... should we have... I'm wondering if we should have like a get current step. No, you need to be able to get all the steps. So I think... Yeah, maybe we can call it get steps. This is protocol. Setup. Yeah, we need to look at this init because that gives you the actual... Okay, let's just call it get steps. That will be the steps. Yeah, we're just going to remove the documentation because we're making so many changes that... Okay, cool. Get steps. The cool thing is that we can actually test this. That's the good thing. So now you can use the current step index to choose the current step. Sorry. And then when we run... Yeah, I don't think we should return anything. Because we're getting the events, right? Get progress. Yeah, and then we don't need get progress. We're getting the steps. And then we're just looking at the state of the thing. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Wait for finish. Wait for finish? That's such a weird name. Then it should be wait for finished. Wait completed. Yeah, let's call it that. Okay, cool. So now we have the steps, but now each step needs to handle so this is going to be interesting. Okay, that's good, I guess. Yeah, can we grab that from terminals? The thing is now that we need to actually listen to changes to the progress. So this has a okay, so we need a private step here. Oh, we have a private step, sorry. So we need to, and then we're grabbing the command. Yeah, and this should also have a status. Return this step dot finish status. Why can it be null? I think we're gonna do idle, just like we did with the other one. Cool. Oh, that was kind of nice. Getting the status, and then we have to make sure that this disposable, add disposable, this dot picture client on set of progress. Yeah, we can't do that. How are we going to do this? How do we know which step this is? I think we have to pass in the index. And we can just do this. Okay, step index number. And then we're rather going to do and we don't need to come on, let's remove that. And let's just give it index here. Index, fine. And then we're gonna say, well, we're not gonna have write here. And we're not gonna have run. You can't do it, and you can't kill it even. There's a lot of stuff. You can basically just open it and look at it. So whenever we get a progress update, the only thing that can really change is its status. So we need another listener, which is basically on status emitter. Well, I guess on status change. I think we're using change sometimes, and then we're using update sometimes. That's also something we need to. On status change. Okay, so if progress steps, step index, status, finish status is not equal to this dot step finish status. Well, first we need to change. Well, actually, we always want to do this. Old step. This dot step. We want to update the step, and then we want to say, yeah, that's fine. So if the actual new step so okay, this is looking better. Okay, so we have the old step, we have the new step, and we're just updating it, and then we're checking, did we actually change finish status? If we did that, we're gonna emit an event for that. But we're also gonna see if we have a shell. So are we? No, we're actually not. What we're rather gonna do is that we're gonna have a listener here. If this step dot shell ID, we're gonna go ahead and just open it. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna say shell ID is this step shell ID, or we're gonna create a promise for a shell ID, which is going to be on this on status change. Oh my god, this is what the hell is this? Oh, this is so complex. We want to have a promise of, you know what, we're not going to write it like this. This is just shit. If this step shell ID, no, we're going to do this. We're just going to return it. If that's not the case, we're going to return a new promise of a string. Then we're going to resolve that. And the way we're going to resolve this is we're going to const disposable this dot on status change if this step shell ID, we're going to dispose of that disposable, and then we're going to open the thing. Yeah, so we can actually put this into, oh, return open. There you go. What? ID? What the hell is that? Shell ID? Shell ID? Interesting. What? Isn't that oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. So now if we have a shell ID, we're gonna just dispose and we're gonna resolve open. Because that's a promise. So that's gonna embed itself into this promise, and then you're gonna resolve. And then we are gonna get output here, as we can see here. Yeah, I think this is it. Let's try it. Let's try it on build. See how it feels like. Handle progress. Okay, this is going to be interesting because we now have to kind of rethink const progress steps. Get steps. And then we say handle progress. Yeah, we have wait for finish. There we have on setup progress update. And then we say handle progress. I think actually we want how would you even do this? So we have wait for finish, and I think we want, yeah, by the way, this should actually, if, yeah, this should reject if this setup progress state equals stopped, that should reject. Return promise dot reject. Does it have anything else if the progress? Fuck. We're losing out on this one. So if this dot step failed, does it have any? No, it doesn't. Okay, you have to look at the shell to understand what happened. New error, setup failed. Listen once. What's this? Oh. Okay, so I guess stopped. Oh, this. Okay, sorry. This should return true. And then, yeah, return. I guess we can just throw the error, I would suspect. Because this wait for the event then resolves the promise once finished. What is this? What is this listen once? Is this something we built? This is coming from this is something we built. Yeah, I don't trust that one. Are we using it multiple places? No, only there. I don't trust it. We want to do something similar. Disposer, just dot onset of progress update. Sorry. So what we want to do here, we want to return new promise. Resolve reject. Reject. Dispose or dispose. And this will be resolve. Guess we want to call it void. Else. Okay, cool. So now, yeah, wait for finish. Nice. Where were we? We can now listen to on status change emitter. Let's just call this on set a progress change. And then each, what languages I know? Like I'm primarily JavaScript, TypeScript developer. I have worked in C#. Loved reading the Rust book. Read it free. Oh yeah, I'm answering questions. Yeah, so read the Rust book many times. Really want to work with Rust, but I just haven't had a project to work on. But yeah, definitely primarily JavaScript and TypeScript. Let's see. So we're getting our status updates here. What are we missing? Are we done? Yeah, it was wait for finish here as well. So async wait for finish. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the reference I gave to. Thanks a bunch. Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the frontendmasters.com. So if you're curious about programming, I will go to frontendmasters.com and find a course that's like React or like a higher abstraction than a language. So a framework like React or Svelte or Vue or something that helps you actually build something. Something you can see on the screen, something you can interact with, something you can share with others, and they can say, oh, you built this kind of thing. And when you and you kind of learn the language through creating valuable things in the framework. And then when you start like getting curious about like more lower level things about the language, then you go and you actually learn about the language. Like programming languages is just a tool, right? They don't have any value in and of themselves for others. It's the thing you create that's value for others. So you don't have to understand the programming language to create value. You get very, very far just fiddling around and using a framework. But yeah, personally, I love like I love programming languages, like because it's so incredibly constrained compared to other things. Like even just I often compare it to like my partner. She's a chemist, and it's like there's like no constraints, like anything goes, and it's like freaking nature that's your constraints. Which is kind of the like no constraints, but programming is super constrained, and that's very interesting. Like how do you express the things you want to express with those constraints? Anyways, setup failed, step failed. So is it succeeded? Interesting. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna do on status change. Yeah, perfect. Step failed. Okay, this is what we want to do. Oh yeah, and this was called change now. Cool. Okay, let's go back to our build thing. Let's, oh, fuck, I have a session in 5 minutes. Need to wrap something up, but should be good. Not finishing up here. But beta is going out. I just need the next 30 minutes for a change log. Can we do the session early tomorrow? Cool. RPA. Yeah, I haven't heard of that. Now I would like to get to know more about code because I think it will be easier to prototype something using LLM. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, but again, I wouldn't think code as in programming language. I would think code as in a web framework. That being React, Svelte, Vue, Next.js is an even higher abstraction. Yeah, and LMs are like trained on more like React than other things, just because there's just more of it. But I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, I have no idea. Like comparison wise, if you're going to use LLMs, which framework it's best at. But yeah, I would think framework, web framework, and then maybe you don't even need to go, like if you're going to use an LLM anyways, maybe you don't have to go so deep into the actual language. But I would definitely do that as a secondary priority. Nice. Okay. Let's see here now, because now we're saying handle progress. I'm trying to think how we change the API now. We're kind of we're kind of mapping over so we're gonna have a much smoother transition here. We just have these steps, right? And what I think we can do instead of this is that we just do get progress. We don't need this stuff. And this is going to be interesting. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to do session setup get steps, and we're going to await them. Await steps, get steps, and we're going to await them. Steps.map. And then for each step, we're going to, we could await for finish for each step, but what we want some information, right? So we want this, you know what? Let's just take this whole thing and shove it into each step now. And what we really want to do is, yeah, I guess we can do this. Let's see, how would this work? So if, what is this? Step, status. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Why is this? Why is it saying that? Yeah, sorry. So we have an actual step there. Oh, so this will be index. Yeah, we have the length of the steps. I'm a little bit curious why it says let's see. Why does it say to be because it has no overlap? Is there no in progress? Oh. Oh. So I guess, oh. So I guess this means, sorry. So there is no in progress there. What do we actually have? Oh, that is null. Well, okay. Okay, we're gonna change one thing. So we're gonna give it that's the set of progress, but the this thing is gonna be okay. If this step dot finish status, we're gonna return that finish status, and then if this dot fuck. I don't like this. How do you check which step is in progress? Well, okay. No, let's do this. It's weird that you can't look at a step and see if it's progressing. That's the thing I'm reflecting on. Now you have to check if the index of the current step is the same index as like current step index, which is weird. But I guess it's not weird. It's just I don't know. So it's basically session setup, current step index. Yeah, but then we have to listen to that. Yeah, wait a minute. This is weird. Fuck. This is weird. Well, one more thing we have to fix is so wait for finish here. It could be that it's skipped. Skipped. It could be skipped. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure how we. So what we want to do, we just want to. So this is the thing you want to use progress for. It's to just go through each. You just want to go through each step. But do we even want to, what do we use that? Oh yeah, it was to collect the output if something went wrong. Okay, first of all, we want to return a new promise here, which is going to be void. And then we're going to put that thing inside that other thing. It doesn't have to be like new promise. We can just do this, I guess. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up. I know it. Oh, even the LLM has a hard time with this. Fuck, I hate this fucking. So that's that thing, and then this thing is this thing. Why isn't this working? Fuck. So we have oh, that's that thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have let's see, that doesn't need to be async, but this needs to be async. And resolve and reject. So the thing oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I'm thinking about this all wrong. Of course, this is going to be step of steps, right? Because we're going to be looking at each step at a time, right? And then we're going to wait for finish. So we're going to try this. Well, I guess it's actually, try going through the setup. That's what we're expressing. This is the problematic thing when you change an API. It's really hard to bend your brain around the current code your API changes and how you should express it now. So, so for each step, we want to go in, because now we know that it's the current, we know it's the current step, right? Yeah, we also want the index. I guess we can say steps, index of step. So we want to start at spinner, and then we want to figure out well, I guess we want to open and start collecting. Yeah, let's see. So we want to, and this is interesting, and then we want to await step.open. Well, we want to listen to any output it has. So we want some buffer here in case it goes wrong. That's the whole point. So step on output, we want to fill up our buffer with some data. Let's call it output. And then we want to say that the initial, yeah, we can just open it, I think. Well, we want to have that initial text though. Does this return? This is just a string. Yeah, we want to say buffer. Yeah, maybe we don't even need this. Can you, oh, sorry. This would be output. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, on type string. Oh, but we're splitting it. Doesn't that create a... What? Output? Why is it saying that it's a string? That's interesting. Oh. Okay, let's make it a little bit cleaner. I think we're rather gonna... like, I want that initial... dagnagit. Output. Step.open. Buffer.push. Ugh. I guess that's how you do it. Okay, so what we're doing now is that we're running the step. We're showing the spinner. And then we have this buffer. And then if something goes wrong with this step, we're going to use that buffer to show that it failed. So I guess for each, yeah, we don't want to, sorry. What we rather want to do is like for each step, we want to do a try catch. Yeah, let's just do around the whole thing. Our spinner fail. We're going to have a buffer here. Okay, this is going to be super cool. Then we await it to finish. Okay, so if it fails now, we're able to say everything we want to say. And then we continue throwing. So we kind of break out of the loop. Cool. So now we have that in place. We don't need all this, like, if it stopped. Yeah, we don't need any of this. Look at that nice code. We're just saying, give me the steps. For each step, show a start spinner. And then we're gonna buffer up some output. And the reason we do this, like we know it's running the startup or the, like we're in restart. So we know that it's running the startup process, but it's running through it, setting everything up. If it fails, this is beautiful. And I wonder, we don't even need a disposable store now. Well, I guess this one, disposable store, add. We don't want that thing. This is beautiful. Okay, I think we're there. I think we are there. So we're gonna see now if this actually worked. It's probably gonna break like crazy. Restarting. Let's see how it looks. Oh, did it show anything? Wait, did it show anything? Well, it worked, but it didn't show anything, did it? Like the setup. Okay, we're gonna do it once more. Console.long, what the fuck? Steps.length. Restarting sandbox. Aren't we actually downloading the steps? No, fuck. We're actually not downloading the steps. I thought that was something. Oh, fudge. I thought we loaded them. We have get progress. Why isn't it this async? Oh, dag nugget. How are we gonna do this? Why is this sync? This should be async. I'm gonna check something. I have to check something. Where do we have CodeSandbox here? No, just the docs. Where's CodeSandbox? I have to check this. Picture client, VM clients, setup. So yeah, first of all, I want to check, like when we init the thing, we are waiting for setup ready promise. I don't understand. Why? Get init promise. Why aren't there any steps there? Yeah, and this getter is gonna async value store. Get init promise. Where's that coming from? This setup progress? Yeah, get init promise. Why aren't we getting the steps? I am confused because we did get. Okay, we're gonna check something else. There's something really weird going on here. It seems like we don't really have any. So I'm just gonna add, yeah. Got progress update progress. Something fishy going on here. So I have a sync in 10 minutes, which I have to attend because it's a sync related to this whole thing. Yeah, there we got the. So it says 0, and then we got in progress. Fuck, that's not good. That's completely unreliable. But we're gonna make a hack here. So we're gonna make. That's not good. So we're gonna make. Yeah, we're gonna make it return. For fuck's sake. That's so interesting. But that means that. Okay, we're gonna change this. We're gonna do return these steps, but we're gonna make these steps promise of steps. This is very, very weird. There's something wrong in our agent. I think. Well, not necessarily wrong, but it's a race condition. But we always have setup steps. Well, that's the thing I'm worried about. What if you... No, because then they should be there. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna check if we actually have steps. And if we have steps, it's fine. We're just gonna resolve them. But if we don't have them, we have to create a promise, which is gonna listen to yeah, but we're already listening to it. Yeah, let's do a barrier. Initial steps barrier. New barrier. New barrier of step. Yeah, let's do, let's see. Let's remove all of this. So we're gonna say it's wait. Why are you complaining? Wait. Oh. Oh, it should be, or how is this gonna work? No. Then. This is not nice. Result. Yeah, because it might be disposed. Ah, for fuck's sake. How are we going to deal with this? Because there's a race condition. So the point is, if we already have the setup tasks, we can't rely on this progress emitter because it won't fire. But we might also not have the steps when we initialize where we rely on the event listener. We just don't know. So we have to and we have to be able to wait for this event. That's the tricky part of this. But I think we kind of have to do this. Result status equals result result.value or just empty array. And then we have to check if current steps equal if current if this set of progress steps of length, then we're just gonna do initial steps barrier resolve with the steps, isn't it? Open with those things, or we're not gonna resolve it. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So if we have so we have a race condition where we might not have the initial steps yet and need an event to tell us when they have started. But we might also have all the steps where no new event will arrive. So we use a barrier to wait for the steps to be available. So we use a barrier to manage this. Yeah, this is not ideal. But it is what it is. Let's just put it down here. Yes. And then if we actually have that thing, we're going to do this. Wait, let's just do it. Has initial steps is this setup progress steps.length. Let's do a boolean around that. And then has initial steps. Yeah. Yeah, like that. And then this is tricky. What the fuck? Stop. What did I do? There we go. Oh, but I didn't want that. I wanted this. There we go. So if it has initial steps, we're just going to resolve it immediately. And when we're doing this progress thing, we're going to see if has has steps, has initialized steps. So if it has initialized steps, we're gonna open the barrier with those steps. And then we're gonna say, if not has initialized steps, we're gonna again open the barrier. And then, yeah, has initialized steps, true. This is messy, really, really messy. But it's, as I said, the agent does not reliably give us the initial steps when it restarts. And that's probably just the asynchronous flow inside the agent. The good thing is that we can hide that race condition. So now we should see the progress. Hopefully it's working now and we can stop the stream there. The sad thing, I still haven't written the changelog. We have the documentation though. Fuck. Steps is not iterable. Oh yeah, we have to await them. Sorry about that. Build. Okay, we have one more in us. Await. But it did do something, it seemed like. Like that's like they say caching is the most tricky thing in programming, but async race conditions, that's high up there. What? Get steps. What the fuck? Now I'm confused. Ah, fuck. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Oh, fuck. It should be progress. Sorry. Progress.steps. My bad. Yeah, sorry. Let's try again. We have one more in us before I have to jump over to a different session. Yep, it's running it. Let's see if it actually shows the steps. We need to, the reason it looks bad is because of the logging. Starting containers. Oh, wait, fuck. Didn't I? No, I said step wait for finish. Yeah, install dependencies. Nice. Waiting for port to open. Magic, 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 magic. We did it. We did it. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go into that session. I'm gonna see if I can get that changelog written, publish the docs, and then release that beta before I have to go. Yeah, cool. Bye for now.